like a bad penny. I should just stay online. From now till convention, I should just do one of those like continuous live streams where you watch me sleep and shit. And then when I have something to say, even if it's like 2 a.m, I could just roll over, tell you the news, and then go back to sleep. However, the fake LAMA board, who are truly living in their own delusion that everything is just fine now and that the peel has gone away. Okay. You're going to find out. It hasn't. Your response is due on the 17th if you choose to. Or you can just ignore it. But, so last night, first of all, let's pretend they were real, which they're not. But let's just indulge their delusion. I saw the wording of the motion now. They did move to rescind their prior decision, which I like that wording because it is an admission that it was wrong, even though they're not actually saying that. That's what they're doing. But guess what? Even if you were real, you can't rescind expulsions. That motion is null and void. I mean, you just got to do it the right way if you were real, but you're not. But it's funny that you couldn't even be not real right. But in bless your heart category, they had another meeting today, I think. I might have the timing of this a little wrong, but it's all in the same little compressed time period. Immediately after admitting how badly they abused people in January, what's one of their first items of business? To expel somebody else. I think it's Tara's motion, too. Listen, I don't know who the person is because you hid their name, and maybe they're truly terrible. I don't know who they are. Anybody that politically blind to see what an awful move that is in light of everything. You're not, there's no words for that, but you're fake, so it doesn't matter. This is just LARPing. But then another person that I need to have a personal conversation with after Reno, as promised, said, no, we got to give them due process. Okay, great idea. So you're going to appoint an investigatory committee? Because they didn't even notify the person that they were going to move to expel them this meeting. Are you going to appoint an investigating committee that's going to prefer charges? You know, the whole thing. Nah, this is what they consider due process. We're just going to give them 7 days notice that we're doing this. Let me get closer. We're going to do some ASMR. That is not due process. You barking moonbats. And though you redacted the name, you just said for cause. I think it's actually a good thing you redacted the name. The person doesn't even know they're the subject of this yet. I hope you tell them the actual cause rather than just cause. But 7 days notice without, an outside investigatory committee that isn't the state committee, and time to prepare an adequate defense is not due process. You can call it that, but it's not. But bless your hearts. Good thing none of this matters. Good thing none of this matters, because you're not real like birds. Do the right thing before it's done for you. You are the only ones, and perhaps some of your friends, that are buying into your delusion that it's all over. The appeal is still pending. Your response is due in 5 days. It's not over. You made it worse for yourselves because you admitted fault. So just get on with it. Yeah, Daniel, because like all this news is just breaking and breaking. And it's like, I'm sitting here just going, this is unreal. I can't leave and do, it's like, oh my God. Ryan, they are going to notify the person. That was explicitly said that they would. Didn't say if they're going to notify him of the reason or anything like that. We don't know. Daniel, I think it's just you. I don't know. But it was made obvious that it was at least a he identifying person. Full due process isn't giving him something. It's actually kind of insulting because it's like pretending like you're giving them due process so you can make yourself feel better. Not you yourself, I mean themselves. But they're not real anyway, so it doesn't matter. And I'm going to be here each day to remind you of this until you do the right thing or it's done for you. You can't expel 47 people and deny them voting rights. And then, because they weren't there to vote, get everything you want passed and then reinstate them. That's not how it works. That's the equivalent of Will McVeigh's notice, which he said would be valid, of white text on a white background. Stop playing. It's not fair to the people who don't know what's going on, who might listen. You guys, at this point, let me be real with you. I'm not saying anyone's going to do anything about this. I certainly wouldn't and couldn't because I just hate the state. I don't like getting the state involved. But now that you've admitted your error, if you're going to continue to pretend like you're real, we are now starting to get, and I'm not a lawyer. I don't pretend to be a lawyer. I have no desire to be a lawyer. This is just a lay person, probably watches too much Law and Order. But it seems to me that at the point where you know you were losing, you know you expelled them wrongly, which then you've been informed, makes your convention invalid, to continue to solicit money. Then I think that could be legal fraud area. I think you need an attorney. I'm not one, and maybe you don't. Do what you want. If I were you, board members on this thing, and you probably don't have E&O coverage. You might. I know National does, but it's not cheap. Is this worth perhaps putting yourself personally liable? I don't know the laws of Massachusetts. I have no freaking idea. I'm going from just general principles I know. I could be talking out my rear like George Phillies did in his article, but I don't think it's unreasonable. And fraud is actual aggression. Unlike mean words from mean birds on Twitter. These are going to get shorter and shorter. That's what she said. Oh, I didn't bring it up, but never mind. We don't need to talk about that right now. That'll be another